Why are we here?
The Attorney General's office on September 8th of 2025, we filed an original petition in suit affecting the parent-child relationship based on an acknowledgement of paternity for one child named Kenley. The parties have reached agreements on all the issues before the court, except for the issue of retroactive child support. And of course, the issue of court costs, we'll leave that to the discretion of the court as well.
The child's name is Kenley?
Kenley, Kenlie.
Female?
Yes, Judge.
How old?
10.
10. All right. Okay. Kenley, female child, age 10. All right. You may, here's my suggestion, Mr. Kaufman, is that you put, since you said everything's mostly agreed to except for a couple of issues,
Yes.
why don't we go ahead and put on the record, if you'll put what you think the agreement is, the stipulations, I'll jot them down. And then afterwards, you can call Mr. Fernandez and ask him if, yes, he agrees to those terms, and the same thing with Ms. Crossguard. And that way we can get all the agreements set aside, put down, and we can then just move to the contested issues, okay?
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. The parties have agreed to the following, and the first one is a jurisdictional issue. In the state's petition before the court, we did not allege long-arm jurisdiction for this court to have personal jurisdiction over Jacob Fernandez, but the parties have agreed this morning, based first upon his entering a general appearance before the court today, and second, and this is the Texas Family Code section 102.011, which is acquiring jurisdiction over non-resident, down in B7B, he did sign an acknowledgement of paternity for a child who was born in the state of Texas, and that Texas acknowledgement of paternity was attached to the state's petition as Exhibit A.
All right.
And the parties have agreed that the long-arm jurisdiction provisions have been met, and therefore this court does have personal jurisdiction over Mr. Fernandez.
Okay.
The parties have also agreed that there will be sole managing conservatorship with Miss Krogsgaard named as the primary caretaker. As Mr. Fernandez does not live within the state of Texas, the parties have agreed there will be no geographical restriction placed upon Kenley's residence. The parties have agreed, also based upon the distance between the two parents, that there will be no court-ordered visitation at this time, but any visitation will be done at Miss Krogsgaard's agreement and discretion.
Hang on, let me stop you for a minute.
Yes,
and I'm fine with that. I'm jotting down those notes, guys. Everything y'all said y'all want to do, I'm good with that. Is Mr. Fernandez going to be named possessory conservator?
He will.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry. Yes, Judge. He will.
Okay. Hang on. I'm writing this down. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. The parties have agreed in the state's petition to the court. We are making the request that Ms. Krogsgaard's personal information be restricted based upon conflict between the parties, but they have agreed that there will be no such restriction placed in the order, that there is no fear of any harm or danger should her personal information be placed in a public record such as the court order.
So there's not going to be a non-disclosure clause?
That is correct.
Okay.
With regards to the Kenley's health insurance, the parties have agreed that Miss Krogsgaard will be ordered to apply for and maintain the government health insurance program, that Mr. Fernandez is currently unemployed, and we'll get into that during the testimony with regards to retroactive child support. And other than Kenley, he does not have any other children under the age of 18. So child support beginning April 1st, 2026, based on the minimum wage presumption, excuse me, will be at $206 or 206 per month. A cash medical support, I'm sorry. It's not government health insurance, Judge. I apologize. Miss Krogsgaard will be ordered to maintain the insurance through another source. I apologize. She doesn't have health insurance available to her, but her parents do, and they're the ones who have the insurance for Kenley. So it won't be government insurance, but it will be Miss Krogsgaard ordered through another source. My apologies for that error.
How much is he gonna pay in cash medical?
The cash medical support based on minimum wage will be $113 a month. Also beginning April 1st, 2026. The dental insurance will also be through Miss Krogsgaard, another source. And the cash dental will be $19 a month beginning April 1st, 2026. That leaves the issue of retroactive child support and, of course, court costs for the court to determine at the end of the hearing.
Okay,
The state will call Mr. Fernandez briefly. Mr. Fernandez?
Yes. Yes, sir.
You heard the recitation, or me reading into the record right now, the agreements that you have come to with Ms. Krogsgaard this morning?
Yes.
And it's on all of the issues involving Kenley except back retroactive child support.
Yes.
And these are your agreements that you made this morning?
Yes.
Do you believe these agreements, as recited to the judge, are in the best interest of Kenley?
Yes.
And are you asking the judge to approve the agreements as recited?
Yes.
No further questions for this witness on those issues, Judge?
okay, you may call next witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state will call Ms. Krogsgaard.
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Ms. Krogsgaard, the same questions I just asked Mr. Fernandez. Did you hear my recitation to the court of the agreements this morning?
Yes, sir.
And they involve all of the issues involving Kenley except back child support.
Yes, sir.
Are those your agreements this morning?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe these agreements are in the best interest of Kenley?
Yes, sir, I do.
And are you asking the court to approve these agreements as recited?
Yes.
No further questions on this witness on those issues, Judge.
Okay, no, I don't have any questions at this time. They both agreed to the stipulations. So why don't you go ahead and go into the testimony with regards to the contested issues?
Thank you, Judge. On that, the state will call Ms. Krogsgaard first.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Krogsgaard, as stated much earlier in the hearing, Kenley's born in 2015.
Yes.
July 6, 2015.
Yes, sir.
Going back to, let's say, March of 2021, at any point from March of 2021 through today, have you, Kenley, and Mr. Fernandez all lived in the same residence?
No.
Okay. At any point going back to Kenley's birth, did you, Mr. Fernandez, and Kenley all live in the same residence?
Yes, for the first couple years of her life.
So when she turned 2, or was it maybe 3?
It was about 2.
And that's when you stopped living all in the same residence?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was it Mr. Fernandez who moved out, or was it you and Kenley who moved residences?
Jacob moved out.
If you know, and if you don't know, just answer I don't know. When he moved out, when Kenley was 2, is that when he moved to California?
No, not at that time.
Okay. Can you recall when he did move to California?
I don't remember. No.
Okay. If we go back 48 months from today, so from April 1st of 2022 through today, at any point did Mr. Fernandez either give you or send you money for Kenley's support?
Yes, within the last year, he has sent me roughly around $600.
Was that by check, by Cash App, or another application?
Cash App.
And other than the $600 within the last year, going back to April 1st, 2022, just to make sure, nothing during those months.
Not that I recall. No.
Okay. During that same time period, so April 1st, 2022 through today, has Mr. Fernandez provided you with any necessities that he purchased for Kenley, like shoes, clothes, school supplies?
Yes, he's bought her clothes and shoes, I believe.
Okay. And I'm not talking about sending Christmas gifts that happen to be clothes, because those are gifts, but actual purchases, not at her birthday or Christmas or
Yes, sir.
other holidays.
Yes, sir. He has.
Okay. Has it been once, twice, multiple occasions?
Multiple.
If you had to put into a dollar amount, the total he has provided you for necessities in these multiple times, what would that dollar amount be?
I would say probably $400.
Would it be 300, 350, 400?
I would say 400.
So the $600 through Cash App, the additional $400 of necessities, that's all he's provided to you since April 1st, 2022 for Kenley's benefit.
Yes.
Okay. Again, if you don't know the answer to this, just say you don't know, but do you have any personal knowledge or information from April 1st of 2022 through today on Mr. Fernandez's employment status?
Last I knew, he did have a job and was currently working within the last couple months. But I'm not sure exactly what he was doing. I know it had something to do with like a sober living house or something like that he was helping with.
And any personal knowledge or information as to how much he was earning?
No, sir, I don't know that.
No further questions for this witness, Judge, subject to recall?
Okay. Ms. Crossguard, um, do you live with your parents and your daughter?
I do not. We live on our own.
Okay. Do you have any other children besides this daughter?
Yes, I have two other daughters.
And how old are they?
I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Okay. Ma'am, do you work outside the home?
I do. Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, without disclosing the location, where do you work, ma'am?
A restaurant
For a restaurant here in Aransas?
in Aransas County. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, all right. And you usually get full-time employment there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You said you do not live with your parents, you and your other children live separately. Are you remarried, ma'am?
I am not.
Okay, do you have a live-in boyfriend?
No, I don't.
Okay. The father of those other two children, is it the same father?
Same father. Yes.
Okay, does that father provide support for those children?
He does not.
Okay, all right. Do you receive child support, any kind of quarterly child support for those children?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay. So financially, the way you make it is you make it based on your earnings and help from your family. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
And when you need help with the little kids, okay, because you have little ones, it sounds like you have if I got the ages right, 10, 6, and 4, something like
Yes,
that.
sir.
Do your parents help you out? Is that how you,
Yes, sir. They help
Okay.
me as I need it. Hmm.
do they live in the Aransas area also, Aransas County area?
Yes, sir. They do.
Okay, all right. Ma'am, you're asking me to consider ordering that Mr. Fernandez pay you some back child support for the back years, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you realize that we really can only go back 4 years.
Yes.
That's why Mr. Kaufman was focusing on the last 48 months. And by your testimony, you stated, well, he's actually given me about $600 in cash and probably bought another $400 worth of clothing. If I'm going to give credit, you would say, whatever the number is that he owes, he should get credit for about $1,000. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, I understand. Um, you said y'all split up a couple of years after the child was born. At the time y'all were together, where did Mr. Fernandez work?
I think he was unemployed.
The entire time?
As far as I can remember, yes, sir.
How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 27.
How old is Mr. Fernandez?
27.
Okay, so when this baby came along, y'all's child together, Kenley, he was only about 17. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, y'all lived together for a few years, right?
Yes, sir.
And and to your knowledge, does Mr. Fernandez have any other children?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, and then y'all split up, but at the time y'all split up, he wasn't working?
No, sir.
How, were you working?
I believe I was. Yes, sir.
I was gonna ask you, how were y'all making it financially? Were you still living with your parents at that time?
At that time, yes, sir. I was.
Okay, and was Mr. Fernandez staying at your parents' home?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And so y'all were a young couple with a new baby. You believe you were working, you don't believe he was working, but y'all were getting a lot of help from your family. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. After y'all separated, you said Mr. Fernandez did not immediately move to California area. Did he live in the Aransas area for a while?
If I remember correctly, he was in the Beeville area.
Okay, all right. And when he was in the Beeville area, was he working?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, how was he making ends meet if he wasn't working?
I don't know that.
Okay, okay. Was he seeing Kinsley during that time period?
He was not during that time.
All right, okay. About how long ago did he move out to California? Do you know?
I want to say it's been like 3 years, maybe 4. I honestly don't remember.
So right about the time of the 4 years starting around that time period is when you think he moved out to California?
I think so. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, ma'am. Do you have anything else you want to tell the court at this time?
No, sir.
Do you have any other witnesses you would like to call at this time?
No, sir.
Okay. And you don't have an issue with Mr. Fernandez seeing the child, y'all just are gonna do it by agreement because he has very little contact with your daughter.
Yes.
And does she know who her dad is?
She does know who he is. Yes.
Yeah, does she know if he'd walk in a room, does she recognize him?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Excuse me. So he has enough of a relationship with his daughter that she knows who he is and is not uncomfortable seeing her dad.
True. Yes.
Okay, okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. All right. Okay, all right. Ma'am, the state has an exhibit, and I will call it, what do you want to call that exhibit, Mr. Kaufman? State's Exhibit number 1, the AOP?
I believe it was attached to our petition as State's Exhibit A, Judge.
State's Exhibit A. Okay, State's Exhibit A is the AOP, acknowledgement of paternity, that was signed by Mr. Fernandez and by you. Okay, which establishes paternity. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any objection to State's Exhibit A being admitted into evidence?
No.
Okay. Mr. Fernandez, do you have any objection to State's Exhibit A being admitted into evidence?
No.
Okay. All right, then State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence, and Mr. Kaufman, when you do the final order on this, I want you to attach that exhibit to the final order. I know it's attached to petition, but I also want to attach to the final order. That way, if in the future, the issue of paternity ever comes up, a judge can say, okay, here's the last order, and there's an AOP attached, so paternity is not an issue. I just want to make sure it shows it was resolved with a properly documented and enclosed AOP. Okay?
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right, then. Don't have any other witnesses and don't have anything else to tell the court. Okay, Mr. Kaufman, you got follow-up questions?
Not with Ms. Krogsgaard, no, Judge.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state will call Jacob Fernandez. Mr. Fernandez, based on State's Exhibit A and the agreements that the court has approved, you are the father of Kenley.
Yes.
Okay. Can you recall when you moved out of Texas?
About 3 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago.
Okay. And when you moved out of Texas, did you move somewhere else or was it to California?
To California.
Okay. And you've been in California since then?
I lived in Kansas last year for like 8 months, but that was it. Besides
Okay.
California.
Let's go back to, you cannot recall exactly when you moved out of Texas? Can you recall the year at least?
2022, I would say.
Okay. Was it before April of 2022, or do you think it was the summer or maybe the fall or winter? Although you can't really tell in California.
I can't really remember exactly when it was right now.
Okay. So let's go back to April 1st of 2022. Whether you were in Texas, maybe already in California, were you employed back in April of 2022?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
At any point from April 1st, 2022 through today, have you been employed?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what time period or how many months you have been employed in those 4 years?
Roughly maybe like 4 months.
Okay. So about 4 of the last 48 months you have had employment.
Yes.
And during those 4 months, can you recall what your either your salary was or your hourly rate? If you can remember.
Yeah, it was like $15 an hour.
And was that $15 an hour for those 4 months all at the same job?
No,
Okay, so the months were spread out over the last 4 years?
yes, sir.
Was it always $15 or were each months different?
One of those months was 18.
Okay. And the other 3 were 15 an hour.
Yes.
Can you recall how many hours a week you were employed during those 4 months?
About 30.
Okay. In California right now, are you in an inpatient rehab facility?
Yeah, yes, sir. I live at a sober living house, and
Okay.
I'm enrolled in a recovery program.
Okay. Was that voluntarily or was that as some sort of term of probation or maybe a plea
Voluntary.
agreement? Voluntary. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
there's been no trouble with the law in California.
No, no, sir.
Okay. And how long have you been at that I believe you called it a sober living facility?
I've been here since August
Of what year?
last year.
Okay. If it's voluntary, it's probably not a lockdown facility.
True.
Okay. So you could
Yes.
go find a job, work, and then come back and be at the facility.
Not for like the first part of it, but so I do groups from 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock, and so it's kind of hard to work at this moment. When I step down into the IOP side, then they recommend that we start working then.
If you've been there starting in August of 2025, how much longer do you have before you are stepped down?
At least another month.
Okay. So it's not a definite date in the future. It's just depending on your progress and
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a question. If you don't want to answer it, just say you don't want to answer it. Is it because of alcohol abuse or is it some form of illegal substance that you're in that?
Illegal substance.
Okay. And which would be that illegal substance?
Opiates.
Would that be like pain medication or something else?
Something else.
You heard Miss Krogsgaard's testimony that going back to April 1st of 2022, and all of it within the last year. You have provided her with $600 through Cash App. Is that an accurate amount? Do you believe it's more or less?
It's accurate.
Okay. You also heard her testify with regards to clothes and shoes and school supplies, again, going back to April 1st of 2022, that you have provided approximately $400 of necessities for Kenley, not counting birthday gifts, Christmas gifts. Do you believe that is an accurate amount, or do you believe it's more or less?
Um, I'd say accurate.
Have you made any other payments or taken any other action with regards to Kenley that you are asking the court this morning to give you credit for towards back child support?
I believe like in the past couple months, I've been sending Kenley directly money too.
Okay.
Not like a lot, but like at least $20 to $25 every week, especially for the past 2 months.
Putting it into a total dollar amount, how much have you sent directly to Kenley?
At least 200.
Okay. Do you believe it's 250? I need
I
the
would
court.
say altogether 250, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those have been also made through Cash App or some other phone application? Okay.
Yes.
Is there a particular reason that you're sending her the money directly? Did she ask you for money for piano lessons or uniforms or something?
Just to, help her get food or snacks, or if she's going to the store or something.
Anything
And
else? Oh, go ahead.
and then I mean, I guess it doesn't come directly from me, but my mom helps out too.
Okay. Other than the 250 over the last couple months directly to Kenley, was there anything else that you would like the court to consider?
No, sir.
Okay. And lastly, Mr. Fernandez, is there any other information that you believe the court should know at this time with regards to anything?
No, sir.
No further questions, Your Honor. However, I will want to recall Ms. Krogsgaard once you finish with your
Yeah,
question.
I was gonna ask you, Mr. Kaufman, to give me let me know what your calculations are with regards to these last 4 years. I would base it on a minimum wage standard, Texas minimum wage standard, because California is a lot higher to live on. So although their minimum wage is higher out there, their standard of living is also way more expensive. So I'm gonna ask you at some point to give me a number and how you reached that number. What did you give him credit for and stuff like that. Then maybe you intend to do that through Miss Crossguard. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna want you to give me a number and let me know what you're asking for. I'm guessing that what you're gonna do is calculate minimum wage for 4 years, and then you're gonna give them credit at least for the 600 in cash and the 400 in essentials, clothing, etc. I'm guessing you're gonna do that and take that off that number because they both have acknowledged that number. And I would like to hear what Ms. Crossguard says about that 250 that he says he's given the little girl the last couple of months. To determine whether or not that needs to also be determined. I've not heard a number about what his mom is providing. He says mom's also help, but I don't have a number there. So again, I'm just trying to narrow down what I'm guessing you're gonna do when you come up with requesting that. So,
Yes.
okay, go ahead.
I can reopen on Mr. Fernandez with regards to any monies his mother has sent. The state's position is it's only money or necessities that he has personally provided. But if the court would like to hear that testimony, I'll be happy to go into that with Mr. Fernandez.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, I've got a couple of questions for Mr. Fernandez. Mr. Fernandez, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where's your mom live? Is she still living down here? Does she live in California? Where's your mom live?
She's in Corpus.
Corpus. Okay. I've heard a lot of testimony about what's happened over the last 10 years. And I asked, like, where did you work? And I understand when this first happened, y'all were kids. I mean, you were 17, 18 years old. And so was Miss Crossguard. You know, kids raising a child. And so that was extremely tough. But over the years, you know, I've heard Miss Crossguard testify. She goes to work. She's a waitress and works to, and I'm trying to figure out how have you been making ends meet during time periods you did not have a job? Financially, how did you eat? How did you sleep? How did you have a roof over your head? I'm kind of curious, how did you take side jobs? Were you doing like independent contract work, mowing grass? I mean, I'm just curious. How did you make ends meet during these last 10 years?
Sometimes side jobs, but a lot of the time, I was my mom and my parents helped me out.
Okay.
And then
And that's fine if that's how it was done. I mean, parents help a lot. You never stop being your parents' child, no matter how old you are. And I understand that. So I was just trying to figure out how are you making ends meet?
yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just would be side jobs with my parents here and there.
What are you capable of doing? I mean, what do you, if you said, Judge, if I can get past this drug issue, get myself straight, I'm a carpenter, or I'm a pipe fitter, or I'm an electrician, or I plan to go back to college full time and get a degree. I want to use my brain versus my hands to make a living. I mean, what's the plan for you? Or do you have?
I was working in a treatment center just a couple months ago, so I plan on like going back and start doing that as a technician again.
Okay, in a treatment center for drug, in other words, the same in the area where you have had issues, you have
Yes,
found
sir.
that maybe that's where your calling is to go back and work in that area. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So it's
Exactly.
possible you may be wanting to eventually go back to school and get a degree in counseling or something to that effect. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I have a certification for a drug and alcohol technician right now.
Okay,
So,
all right.
yeah.
Well, that's a plan. That's why I was asking you what,
Yes, sir.
what's the plan? Okay. My next question. You do realize that over these 10 years, I'm not accusing you of being stupid. I'm just asking you, you do realize that over these last 10 years, somebody was providing for Kenley, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I mean, over these last 10 years, she had to have somewhere she could eat. She had to have food, obviously, right?
Yes.
And she had to have clothes, she had to have a roof over her head, etc. You know that. That's not something, I'm not trying to say you're stupid. I'm really not trying to insult you. I'm saying you do realize she had needs during that time period, right?
Yes, sir.
And you have testified as to how financially you have helped her over those years. And the mother, Ms. Crosscourt's not disagreed. In fact, y'all have been, both of y'all, very, very honest and not exaggerated, I feel, on telling me what has been done. And I appreciate that, because when Ms. Crosscourt said all she got was my cash apps, that's pretty much, okay, hope she tells the truth, because if she says, nope, he didn't send me but $10, how are you going to prove otherwise? So, and it's the same thing for the clothing, okay? In other words, I think both of y'all have been honest about what you have provided, and she's been honest about what you provided. You've been honest and saying, yeah, she's telling the truth. That's what I did. So that's a good thing that y'all are, both appear to me to be trying to be very honest with me on what's been done. This retro number that the state's looking at, I want you to kind of understand how that comes about. Number one, you catch a break in that we only go back 4 years. We don't go back all 10 years, back to date of birth. We go back 4 years, okay? Yet those first 6 years, you know, she had to eat, sleep, and y'all were living together for a while, and you might have been working odd jobs here and there. I'm not saying you were never working. So, or you may have been providing the daycare, and that was your job. So there could be a lot of things. But my point is, nobody's going back and trying to say you owe for those first 6 years. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The state only allows us to go back 4 years. Okay. This is not a punishment thing. This is a kind of like, okay, somebody was providing. I owe somebody for this. And so they're trying to come up with a number. And even if they come up with a number, maybe you're not aware of this, it would not be a deal of, okay, you got to pay that now or you go to prison. No. What it would be, whatever that number is, it would be a number. It would be then said, okay, you owe that, and you pay that at X dollars a month till you pay it all. That's the way it works. So it's not crushing. Do you understand, Mr. Fernandez? It may
Yes,
sound crushing. If you go, oh my God, Judge, it's going to be a bunch of thousands of dollars. I'm going, but it would be a very, very, very low pay plan for obvious reasons. Okay. So my question is, do you feel like you owe somebody for having provided for this child for the last 4 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I appreciate the honesty, okay? And I know I kind of cornered you with that answer. I get it, but I just want to know how you feel about it. Okay, I owe somebody. Somebody provided for these last 4 years. And do you now understand that whatever that number would be, there would be a pay plan? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. What is your objection? Now that you know that, now that I've explained it to you, so you understand, you get credit for what you have provided, and it's going to be based on minimum wage. It's going to be not going to be some huge number based on wages in California. It's going to be minimum wage based in Texas. Okay. Now that you do understand that, are you still opposed to the state coming up with some kind of a retro child support judgment?
I'm not opposed to it.
Okay. Okay. And I know you haven't heard a number yet. I just wanted to get the concept down for you, because a lot of people don't understand that. They think it's a punishment thing, or they think it's, oh my God, I can't come up with all that. I don't want to go to jail. And so they say, I'm not agreeing to that. And that's not what it is. It's a payment plan. It's got to be a payment plan. It's a long-term payment plan. And it's not a punishment thing. It's, okay, I owe it. Can we work something out? That's what it boils down to. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, having gone through that, there is also an issue, and it's a very minor issue with regards to court costs. When the state has to proceed against someone, to establish paternity or any of these matters, the non-custodial parent is routinely assessed the cost of court costs. The court costs are not thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay, it's just not. But there are court costs that were incurred in Aransas County to do this case. So probably usually a few $100s. That's also set up on a pay plan of like $25 a month. Okay. So I'm letting you know it's routine to assess the court costs against the non-custodial parent. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so you also understand that it's going to be also set up on a pay plan. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Pretty sick old dog. Okay, all right. Having asked you those questions, Mr. Fernandez, and you can see I'm not trying to set you up. I'm just trying to walk you through it, talk you through it, okay? Having asked you these questions, is there anything else you want to tell the court at this time?
No, I don't, I mean, just the issue with my mom has helped out, in a lot of cases more than I have. But I get, you know, that's not me directly helping. That's my
Right.
mom. So I understand however that's looked at, you know, but,
Okay. How's your recovery going, Mr. Fernandez?
it's good. It's really good.
Excellent, excellent. I don't want to have you have a setback, okay? I want you to continue to move forward in the right direction. You got a daughter, that's a gift, and I want you to be able to one day enjoy that gift. And you know, kids learn from the mistakes of their parents. So if you kind of start to see her drifting in that direction, that may be your gift that you got, the ability to step in and help and keep her from making those mistakes. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, do you have any other witnesses you want to call at this time, Mr. Fernandez?
No, sir.
All right. And Mr. Kaufman, do you have any other questions for Mr. Fernandez?
Not for Mr. Fernandez, no, Judge.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state will recall Miss Krogsgaard. Miss Krogsgaard, Mr. Fernandez testified. He didn't give a time period, just said in the last few months. He has provided $250 through Cash App directly to Kenley. Were you aware of that prior to his testimony?
Yes, not that amount, but I knew that here and there, he would cash up Kenley for things.
Okay. Do you believe you are aware of all of the Cash App payments he has sent Kenley?
No.
Okay. So what amount are you aware of that he has sent?
I honestly wouldn't even be able to say a total. She just will sometimes be like, "Oh, my dad sent me $20," or "Oh, my dad sent me this. Can we go to the store? Can I go buy this?" And I'll take her. But so I haven't actually looked at her Cash App to see, you know, exactly how much or even have a guesstimate amount.
Okay. Mr. Fernandez said it was $250. Are you okay with giving him credit for $250?
That's fine.
Okay. No further questions for this witness, Judge.
Okay, I don't have any follow-up questions on that either. Have you calculated, Mr. Kaufman? a
Yes,
number
Your Honor.
for the retro?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, can you tell me what that number is?
Yes. Going back to April 1st, 2022 through today, so that is March, well, I'm sorry, through today, March 6th, 2026. It is a total of 48 months at minimum wage, and pursuant to Texas Family Code 154.068, which is wage and salary presumption. Subsection A says, in the absence of evidence of a party's resources, as defined by section 154.062B, the court shall presume that the party has income equal to the federal minimum wage for a 40-hour work week, to which the support guidelines may be applied. And I had to look that up because he lives in California, and California has I think it's like almost $17. And Texas, of course, is 7.25, but the federal minimum wage is $7.25 still. So we use the federal minimum wage for 48 months. It comes out to $9,888. That's 9888. And with the testimony of the parties, I believe the court will give the $1,250 of credit. With that credit, if the court gives a different amount of credit, I can, of course, redo the numbers. But using the $1,250 as credit, that leaves a balance of $8,638 of retroactive child support. And for repayment, as that is going to have about somewhere between $35 to $40 of interest, the state is going to ask for a $90 repayment schedule, beginning same as the child support, medical support, and dental support on April 1st of 2026.
The monthly amount that you said you used minimum wage, but what was that monthly amount that you multiplied by the 48 months? How much was that?
$206.
$206.
Right. That's
Okay. Just hang on a minute. I just want to check your math. I
Of
do
course
this
you
to all
will.
the AGs. I check their math, okay?
God willing is correct.
You're right, it's correct.
Okay.
Okay, that number is correct. So I now see how you calculated it. Okay. Okay,
Yes, Jim.
I've got your numbers. Well, I heard Mr. Fernandez say that he, now that he understands how it works, and it's not punishment, and it's, and if he gets credit and stuff, I heard Mr. Fernandez say, yeah, I owe the retro. So, and now that he understands it's a pay plan, and nobody's gonna put him in jail, make him pay all this money up front. That's not gonna happen, but he's agreed, okay, I owe somebody for that time period because somebody was providing. So, I get that. So, is there anything else you want to put on the record at this time, Mr. Kaufman?
No, Your Honor, the state does rest.
Okay, Ms. Crossguard, is there anything else you want to tell me at this time?
No,
Before
sir.
I rule? Okay, Mr. Fernandez, before I rule, is there anything else you want to tell me at this time?
No, sir.
Okay, all right then. I do find I have jurisdiction in this case through the agreement of the parties. I'm exercising long-arm jurisdiction in this case. I do find that my ruling is, I believe it's in the best interest of the child. I am going to approve all the stipulations and all the agreements that y'all have put on the record already. That basically that Ms. Crossguard will be named sole managed conservator of the child, but Mr. Fernandez will be named possessor conservator of the child. There won't be any kind of geographic restriction. Ms. Crossguard will have all the rights of a sole managed conservator, and Mr. Fernandez will have all the rights of a possessor conservator, which are very extensive, Mr. Fernandez. It's all these parental rights that you will have with this child. I'm not putting in any court order visitation at this time. I am putting in here that your visitation will be by agreement of the parties, which basically means that Ms. Crossguard is the gatekeeper. She decides when, where, how you get to see the child. The good thing is there's no set times. If you call her and you say, look, I'm coming in, I'm gonna be in for the weekend, you think maybe I can pick her up for the day, and Ms. Crossguard says, yes, sure. That's agreement of the parties, okay? If you say, hey, I'm gonna be in for a weekend, and Kinsley really wants to spend a weekend with her dad, and you say, can I come down and get her for the weekend? Ms. Crossguard says, yes, it's agreed to, it's fine. Agreement is by court order, so it's enforceable by court order. The best way to do these agreements is to do it in writing. Now, I realize I'm not saying you got to do letters to each other, but at least have it in a text message. Okay, Mr. Fernandez, where you notify her, look, I'm coming in for this and this weekend. Do you think maybe I could pick her up for this time period and have her? And Ms. Crossguard respond on the text message. That way, you'll each have proof of what y'all agreed to. because it is hard to prove by agreement of the parties. Well, if you have text messages, that's valid, okay? So you can do it like that. There's no geo restriction on where Ms. Crossguard can live with this child. There's not going to be any kind of a non-disclosure provision. So that means that Ms. Crossguard's information on where she lives, phone number, address, and where she works, etc. You'll have that, Mr. Fernandez. So you'll be able to contact her to set up visitation. With regards to the medical issues, I understand Ms. Crossguard's got it covered. So I understand y'all have agreed to current child support based on minimum wage, $206 a month, that be paid by Mr. Fernandez. That's to begin April 1st, 2026. I understand Ms. Crossguard has insurance for the child. And so Mr. Fernandez is going to pay cash medical of $113 a month. I don't know what the premium is, but that's all that the law allows me to set it at. So he'll pay $113 a month starting April 1st, 2026. Then he's also got to pay dental of $19 a month, cash medical dental of $19 a month starting April 1st, 2026. So it's the $206 plus the $113 plus the $19. He has to pay that each month starting April 1st. Because of their history, y'all's history, and in light of the payments that Ms. Crossguard has agreed that you should get credit for, I'm going to order retro child support in the total amount of $8,638. That's taking into account the minimum wage support of $206 a month for 48 months, but that's giving Mr. Fernandez a credit for the cash app payments of $600, for the clothing and other essentials that he's provided in the amount of $400, and for direct payments to the child in the amount of $250. That's pretty rare that I do that, but in light of the fact that Ms. Crossguard has not objected to it and has acknowledged that she's fine with you getting credit for that $250, that's, that's fine. I'm going to allow that as well. So that's why I'm setting the retro child support that you go at $8,638 for the last 4 years. You are going to pay that at $90 a month beginning April 1st, 2026. I'm assessing court costs against you, Mr. Fernandez, but those court costs, they'll give you a pay plan, let you know how much to send each month, and it'll be a low payment. I can assure you that. The district clerk will notify you of what that amount is and how to pay that. I do believe that my ruling is in the best interest of the child. I wish both y'all the best of luck. I'm actually very proud of y'all. As parents, y'all have done a good job in a very difficult situation. And so all I'm doing is putting in some rules that everyone can live with. What it does, Mr. Fernandez, it gives you a lot of rights. So now you actually can walk in and say, I am her father, and you have rights, okay? And you can, for example, go to the school, meet with school counselors. You can go to the doctor's offices and meet with them. Now, Ms. Crossguard gets to make the final decision on where the child goes to school, but you are entitled to go to all school meetings. You'll see it in your rights that you have. Ms. Crossguard gets to make the final decision on all the medical and dental stuff, but you get to be there, asking the doctors questions and going to visits and doing stuff like that. You didn't have those rights before, now you do. Now you will have those rights. So, Mr. Kaufman, did I miss anything on my ruling?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And that is my ruling, and I'm rendering as of today's date. So it's effective today. Now, what's going to happen is Mr. Kaufman's going to get an order ready pursuant to my ruling, and he's going to circulate that order to you, Ms. Crossguard, and to you, Mr. Fernandez. When you get them, read over the court order, read over it, make sure it says what I just ruled, okay? And also keep a copy for yourselves, because that's basically your rule book. That's going to tell you what you're supposed to be doing, what you're supposed to be following from now on, okay? Do you have any questions, Ms. Crossguard?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Fernandez, do you have any questions? Mr. Fernandez, do you have any questions?
I'm wondering what the total amount is going to be.
Oh, per month?
Yeah, for everything.
Okay, I'll add it up for you.
I do have a question, if I may, Your Honor.
Sure, go ahead.
And it's actually to both Mr. Fernandez and Ms. Krogsgaard. Can I verify your email address, Mr. Fernandez?
Fernandez Jacob 334 @gmail.
Okay. And Ms. Krogsgaard, give me one moment to bring yours up. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, mine, it should be shellk25@live.com.
Okay, CHELK 25.
Yes.
All right, we got them both.
Okay, then let me, for Mr. Fernandez, I'm gonna go ahead and add them up. I'm gonna say it out loud so that Mr. Kaufman, if I say something wrong, please correct me. The current child support is set at 206. In addition to that, Mr. Fernandez has to pay back Ms. Crossguard $113 a month for the medical coverage. In addition to that, Mr. Crossguard has to pay back, I'm sorry, Mr. Fernandez has to pay Ms. Crossguard $19 a month for the dental coverage. That adds up to, I had 206 plus 113 plus 19, that's up to 338 a month. Then when you add to that, the payment on the retro child support, $90 a month. That adds up to $428 a month. You want to know a total, Mr. Fernandez? That's about $428. Now, I'm going to give you a little advice, Mr. Fernandez, on how to pay that. That $428 a month is due on April 1, okay? Break it into a per week basis. It's a lot easier to handle if you break it into a per week basis. And I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by that. I take 428 times 12 months and divide it by 52 weeks. Basically, it works out to $98.76 a week, basically $100 a week. So, if you start sending Ms. Crossguard $100 a week through, and you want to do this way, you pay attention to the court orders. You want to pay it through the child support disbursement unit. It'll be on the order, the address, and everything, where to send it. What it does is it gives you, it establishes you paid. It establishes you paid. And so if you wait to pay it at the beginning of the month, it can be a little overwhelming. All of a sudden, you got to cough up $420-something. If instead you pay $100 a week, then you know, okay, I got it covered. I'm paying my child support, I'm paying the medical, I'm paying the dental, I'm paying the back support, paying it all at once, $100 a week. Do you understand, Mr. Fernandez?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You asked me for a total. That's the total. And I'm trying to suggest to you a way to make the payments, to start doing that and say, okay, I got to somehow make $100 a week and send it in. That's right. And here's the good news. As you get better jobs and you're working, that's your pay plan. So, and it's based on a minimum wage of Texas, $7.25 an hour. So as you do go working and start to make a little bit of money, nobody's going to, this order does not change unless somebody goes back to court to change it. So it may seem a little overwhelming to you right now. I don't want to knock you off where you are. I don't want to get you discouraged, make it where you give up on the program. I want you to stick with the program and understand, okay, this is what I've got to pay. So strive to get there. But when you get there and go past it, then you start to get some real relief. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay, then. Any other questions, Mr. Fernandez? No? Okay. Any other questions, Mr. Crossguard?
No, sir.
Any other questions, Mr. Kaufman?
Not from the state judge.
Okay, then we are going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and let y'all loose. Stick around until Mr. Kaufman releases y'all. He will send y'all those orders. I'm going to go ahead and set this for entry in 1 week. Okay. That would be on the 13th of March. Now, what that means is this. I'm rendering today, but what's going to happen is Mr. Kaufman's going to send Ms. Crossguard and Mr. Fernandez the proposed order. Y'all review it. It's your opportunity to review it, sign off on it. whether you sign off on it or not, I'm going to sign it by March 13th, 2026, okay? So whether, and by the way, I think I said court costs are assessed against Mr. Fernandez. If I
Yes,
did, that needs to be put into that order as well. And they'll work a pay plan out with you on that, Mr. Fernandez. But whether y'all sign it or not, I'm gonna sign it, okay? But it's rendered today, so it's effective today. You say, so why are you gonna send it to us if it doesn't matter if we sign it or not? Well, we sent it to you because, one, I want y'all to look at it and make sure it says what you thought I ruled. And two, make a copy for yourselves, print out a copy, so that way you have a copy of what the court orders are. And that way you know what to comply with, okay?